Let us chant this mantra. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam srimadatam bhuvi ginanti e bhurida janaha. Friends, you know today is the 11th September. This is a great day for the Indians, because on this particular day, Swami Vivekananda, he gave a wonderful talk over here and drew the attention of the whole world towards the India. And that happened 125 years before in this city of Chicago in US. And on the same day, a few years before, a terrorist attack also happened, and twin towers destroyed, innocent people were killed, a terrorist attack. And the two different things happened on the same day, of course, 100 years apart. But the India is celebrating with great joy and pomp the 11th September, because that they consider as the day of liberation, Mukti Divas. How they were liberated? Because the fear that they were having, living under the subjugation for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. That was the first time someone stood over here on the world stage and told, I am proud that I am Indian. And I am coming from a land where only blessings and the prayer that comes forth crosses the border. We never cross the border with the fire and sword, but with prayer and blessings. That was the unique idea. Whole world, they started understanding India. When he addressed this gathering as sisters and brothers of America, 7,000 people stood up in the great hall of Columbia and the hall of Washington, which is now in the Art Institute. There they stood up. The hall of Columbia could accommodate 4,000 people only. But another 4,000, they were outside. 1,000 they were standing here and there, packed. And for the another 3,000 they had to open the adjacent hall, the hall of Washington. 7,000 people are listening. Microphone was not there. So if you go over there, the thrilling, and he used the Shabda Brahma that touched the heart of each and every one. That was the complete change came. And from then onwards, India started arising. And Swami Vivekananda, he gave the term Leviathan. There's a conception of the law of ancient Romans. There's a huge animal is rising up, tremendous power. So rising up the Leviathan, he is coming up. The India rose, they started feeling the power, and then there, all over India now today they have celebrated 11th September. I think yesterday actually, from here it is 11th September evening, but that is the morning of the 12th September. They have celebrated all over, so many different institutions, individuals, so many varieties way. We will also do that. Vedanta societies of America, they are also doing that, and other institutions, they are doing that. But we are doing in our own way, particularly the Vedanta Society of Chicago. We will have this program for 3 days and from 28, 29 and 30. So we will discuss about the impact of the religion. So what actually Chicago addresses gave? What was the result of the Chicago addresses? 2. The freedom from fear through self-confidence. That was the main theme, main contribution of the Swami Vivekananda's Chicago addresses. There were many other speakers were also there, but we are only accepting Vivekananda because we consider that our main speaker, representing India and the Hindu culture. And he gave us what? He gave us freedom from the fear through self-confidence. So we can say that the effect was to East, they got freedom. And the freedom of political, economical, cultural, those freedoms. And the West, freedom from the concept of narrowness, sin, and isolation. From that they got the freedom. They started learning about the other. So that we had. But now the question is, can any ordinary person do that? They're standing over there and giving a lecture. A few lectures only he gave, and then he traveled all over America, of course, but main impact was from there. Afterwards, many others, books and all that. Can any ordinary person do that? Obviously, no, it is not possible. It is no, because only an avatara, an incarnation of God, can do this type of profound work. Vivekananda is considered as an incarnation of the Lord Shiva. So you know that those who have read the biography of Swami Vivekananda, his mother for a long, long time, she used to worship that Kashi Visheshwara. And then, by the blessings of the Kashi Visheshwara, she got the son, that is Naren. And afterwards, we find that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, when he will know his real nature, he won't leave. He will give up his body the moment he comes to know about his real nature. And what happened? Lastly, when he went to the Amarnath in that Kashmir, he saw that Shiva. From then onwards, the great Vivekananda, the inspirer and the motivator, he was withdrawn up to the last. So that is called, Vivekananda was the incarnation of the Lord Shiva. And that's why so much of power. And Shiva is an incarnation. Shiva is the God which loves everyone. We know that Shiva is drinking the poison to save the world. Compassion, full of compassion, full of purity. And Vivekananda is also full of compassion. Otherwise, can anyone say like this? I will come again and again till a dog on the street is hungry, is not getting the liberation. I will come. I will take all the responsibility and the pain till each and every soul gets the mukti from this bondage of birth and death. That is Vivekananda. And what is this avatara? The incarnation? Friends, today we are going to study 460 page of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, where Sri Ramakrishna is talking about this. Let me read this portion where the Master, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, a Jnani sees everything at once. God, Maya, the universe, and the living beings. The Jnani sees everything at once. And then what? All that we see at a time. How they can see? He sees that Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya, the universe, and all the living beings exist and at the same time do not exist. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna never studied Vedanta in that way. But whatever he is telling is the core of the Vedanta, the gist of the Vedanta. It is there and also it is not there. When we are accepting I-ness, I am accepting you also. When I can say that I am not, then only I can deny you. Otherwise, how can I? So simply we are understanding, oh, this world is illusory, we don't accept it. But at the same time, I go to the office and earn money and purchase things. It is not possible. At a time, this will immediately it will come. The moment the knowledge will come, who am I? Beyond this Pancha Kosha, as they say, Annamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Kosha. Then at the back of that, all these koshas, when you go to that which cannot be described, after realizing that, immediately we look out and see, oh no, there is nothing is there. Does it only darkness? No. Everything is there. Only I see that, the manifestation of that consciousness. And sometimes our conception, the moment a person gets the jnana, the knowledge, the supreme knowledge of the Brahman, he sees only other things, null and void, nothing is there, dark. No. It must be there, only it changes. When I see that this is this, immediately I can understand the name and form that I am seeing, it is only externally. Inside, it is God. So that is the way they understand. And here Sri Ramakrishna is also, as long as he is conscious of I, he is conscious of others too. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining Vedanta, but in a very simple way, in that gathering. Nothing whatsoever exists after he cuts through the whole thing with the sword of jnana. Then even his eye becomes an unreal as the magic of the magician. And this is the gist of Vedanta, the whole of Vedanta. When I can understand the real I will go to that Dallas, our Vedanta society. There, know me and be free. That is the first talk. And what is that know me? This consciousness. And how can he reach that? Through understanding. What are the understanding? Those who have read the Vedanta, they know how it is so futile, all these things. Slowly we can go back to that consciousness. A different type of ways they explain. And the classical thing that they always say, avastha traya. Well, avastha means condition. Traya means three condition. And that happens to our life every time. What is that first condition? Jagrat. First condition is Jagrat. In the Jagrat, what happens? Body and the mind both are alert. So that is Jagrat. All of us, we know about it. So this is very scientifically, the Vedanta is proving. Not the hypothetical conception, oh, there is consciousness. Please explain. Oh, I do not know. When you will know, you will know. Not like that. Very step by step they go, very systematically, scientifically, that taking our mind to that. First is Jagrat. In the Jagrat, body is there. And when they are explaining the body, this our being, of course, again they say Pancha Kosha, so Annamaya, etc., etc. Apart from that, we have a complete idea of our body, and this body and the mind, that also we know. This body and mind, when it comes together, and that is called Jagrat, conscious or condition. Now next is that also always, every day we experience that second state, what? Swapnavastha. Swapna means dream. And when we dream, whether our body is also working in that? Is our body working? Only mind is working, not the body. And what it proves? In the Swapnavastha also there is a full-fledged world, that the world that we see now. When the body and the mind is awake and we are working in the Jagrat condition, in the waking condition, whatever we do, the same thing we do in the Swapna condition. And what is that? That means without body also there may be the whole world, the world of ours. That proves without the body also I can have my friends, my foes, my society, my hunger, my food, everything. My fear, my love, everything, it will be there. So that means the complete thing that we have in the Jagrat, same thing without body we can have. That is second. And third condition they say that there you are not even dreaming. When you are not dreaming, the two things are off. First is the body, second is the mind. But a miracle happens. When we come back again from that condition, without body, without mind, but still the experience tells us that I was sleeping. How can it be? Because body was not present, mind was not present. Who recorded it? So that is the thing that we have to judge. And completely understanding this 1, 2, 3 state, we can very confidently we can say there must be something beyond body and mind. What is that? Then the Vedanta say consciousness. And this consciousness, the third condition, we go, but we do not understand. That is why when we come back to our old stage, without knowledge, without jnana, ajnana bhumi. We are experiencing the same thing without body and mind, but when we come back as our old self. The Thakur Sri Ramakrishna is telling. The stories, if you read, that one person was going to bathe in the Ganga thinking that he will wash off all his sins and start a new life. But the sins are also clever. They were waiting. The moment he reached to the shore of the Ganga, they jumped on the tree and they were waiting over there. Let him come back. And after the bathing, when the moment he came out, all the saints again jumped on him and they were with him. And similarly, we go so close to the consciousness, but when we come back, the same ignorance. So that is the third stage, Sushupti, but we do not understand the consciousness. But these are the way we can go. If we can go, if we can realize the consciousness without the body and mind, that consciousness, what is that? Then the Vedanta say it is the fourth one, Chaturtham. What is the fourth one? Turiya. This Turiya, it's the only name they have given. And the See, one Swami, his name is Turiyananda, because he was a pure Vedantin, staunch Vedantin. He practiced Vedanta right from his young age. The Turiya Ananda. What is that Turiya? The fourth one. What is that fourth one? Consciousness. From that consciousness, all the reflected things are coming. And to the individual, where it is coming? On the mind. Because mind is very subtle. And when it is reflecting, I am considering that I am conscious. The mind is thinking, I am conscious. So in the Bhagavata they say, no, the fish, so many fishes were there. They saw the moon with them, the bright moon also playing with them. They were so happy. The moon is our friend. It was reflecting on that water and as if they are playing with the moon. But when the day came, they couldn't find the moon, where the moon has gone. It was far, far away. How this fish could think that the moon is so close? Reflection. Similarly, this also. Nothing whatsoever exists after he cuts through the whole thing with the sword of jnana. This is called jnana. That I could come back as a jnani, as a man of experience, in that third stage. In the third stage I could, but I failed to do this. So I have to again and again practice. Practice will help us. What to practice? Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasana. I am talking about the Jnana Margis. I have to listen, I have to think, I have to meditate on that. Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means meditation. So that is the whole thing. You can find a water bottle over there inside. Please. Come. So this Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasana, these are the three things only. But you know, this bhakti, same thing that happens. In the bhakti, the beauty is only Shravana, only Manana and the Nididhyasana. Not only that, you can have a big range of things to do. The devotion, the same things they are doing. They are not accepting this world as the real. They also know it is unreal. But they are taking it as a positive way. And that's why the incarnation, when they come, they help us to do that. The Sri Ramakrishna is reflecting. M was reflecting on these words when the master said, M means the person who was noting, do you know what it like? The master is asking him. M, our teacher, a teacher means the person who was recording the conversation of Sri Ramakrishna. When you call the master in English, that means the guru. But when in Bengali we say master, the teacher. So that teacher is a school and college, the professional teacher. They hear that aim, the person who is recording, he is reflecting on these words. Because the Vedanta, you have to think deeply, and then only you can understand. So that way, the Sri Ramakrishna is asking, do you know what it is like? Now he is helping him, giving the example. It is as if there were a flower with 25 layers of petals, and you cut them all with one stroke. Why 25 petals? Chatur Bingshati Tarta. Chatu means 4, Bingshati means 20. So 20 and 4, this means 24. And at a time you are just cutting that. As if the flower is having this 24, 25 petals, you are cutting in one chance. This Chatur Bingshati Tattva, what is that? Panchamahabhuta, then Ahamkara, Buddhi. In the Bhagavad Gita it says, Abhyaktamevacha, Mona, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahamkara, these four. And then Indriyani Dashaikancha, the 10 Indriyas, Pancha Indriya Gochara, the object of the Indriyas, Rupa, Rasa, Shabda, Sparsha, Gandha, etc. Then total it comes 24. And this 24 is the whole world, whole universe. This phenomena is nothing but this 24. You cannot go beyond this 24. So that's why they say Chaturbhinshati Tattva. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you like to know the object, that the jnana, the consciousness, then you have to go beyond these 24 stages. All these things, subtle and subtle and subtle, then only you will reach over there. The idea of responsibility, goodness gracious, men like Shankaracharya and Shukadeva kept the ego of knowledge. Now majority of the people, they are now reading the Jnana Yoga. And also the one gentleman came the other day, he is purchasing the book on Vedanta, Digdrishya Viveka, and all those type of books they are now purchasing, reading, because intellect has become very sharp. But understanding, intellect has become sharp, we are reading that book, but real understanding about the jnana, how it is possible, mark the words of Sri Ramakrishna. He is telling over here the idea of responsibility. In the book they are giving exclamation mark. You have the responsibility. The moment you think that I have the responsibility, you are not fit for the jnana mark. So who can be completely free from responsibility? A sannyasi. And the sannyasi completely withdrawn, not at all attached with the work, then only. Or otherwise, anyone, as in the Bhagavad Gita it says, that Gnasa Nitya Sannyasi yo na deshti na kamshati. There is no aversion and there is no attachment. It does not want anything. But that type of mind, when it is completely free from that, then question of responsibility also never comes. And that mind is free. Sri Ramakrishna immediately mentioning about the Shankaracharya and Shukadeva, what they did. Shankaracharya is writing the book, and then he is debating with the Buddhist and the philosophers, and driving out, pushing out the Buddhist ideology, the philosophy from the society. Was this responsibility? No. Only the knowledge he kept, and he understood that he has to do, and that was the injunction of the God, and that is called avatar. The avatarana, that supreme power is coming and taking a human form. That is the completely different thing. Now how you explain that God is taking the human form? We will come to that. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, up to this, only few lines we have read, not even the half page, only a paragraph. How much philosophy. That's why Swamiji told that every word of Sri Ramakrishna, we can have a book of philosophy. So much he is telling, but he is telling in such a simple way. When you are reading this book, you don't feel that you are reading actually a book of knowledge. But when I say the Panchama Veda, this is the fifth Veda, the fifth book of knowledge, some people say, why? It is this book, is that book, why gospel? Because they're full of knowledge, and knowledge is Veda, so why not? And here we find this, and it says this time, it is not for man to show compassion, but for God. One feels compassion as long as one has the ego of knowledge. And it is God Himself who has become the ego of knowledge. Swami's Vivekananda, just now I was quoting that he is ready even to take another birth after birth for the sake of a street dog who is suffering. There's a compassion only God can have, because he is having the knowledge. He knows that I am not going to be bound by this. But when we are feeling attached to the other things, and sometimes mostly it's a compassion, it binds us. So that is the way we have to understand. You may feel 1,000 times that it is all magic, but you are still under the control of the Divine Mother. So that is the very clear idea about us. So when we are listening to a wonderful talk of Vedanta or reading a book, and immediately we are thinking, oh, all these things are nothing but Maya, as if we have understood everything, and it's all like the magic. But no, you are under the spell of the magic. About that, the magician, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, is the Divine Mother. Why Divine Mother? Shakti, the God's power. But it is coming through, we have thought that it is a mother form. It's a human, they thought it is a mother form. A creating, sustaining, destroying, God's power only. But how to present it to the world, to the people? They understand the mother. So this is Divine Mother. And this mother is having the all power. You cannot escape her. That is the problem. Because the creation, if you go to the Jnana Margi, not the staunch Advaita Vedantin, but the Vedanta. Dvaita Vedanta, Vishishta Advaita Vedanta. And also the devotional path, there also you find the Dvaita Vedanta, you can say. That God is creating. Ekaham bahushyamavihi. I am one, I like to be many. Who thought that consciousness? Why he thought, we do not know. But because of the thought, ripple came. Sattva, Raja, Tama, these are the three qualities which in the equilibrium, there is no creation. The moment the changes come, creation comes. How it is, they are giving the example as if there was a pond and the water was tranquil and people could see even the bottom of that and there is no ripples. But suddenly there was a gust of wind and the wave started on the water. Now you cannot see it. What is that wave? Desire. What is that? Those air? Desire. So this is the thing, they say, you cannot go beyond that as long as there is a desire, and even the little desire. Ma Sharadamani Devi used to say that, even if you have a desire to eat rasgulla, you will have to come back. And no other way. Even if you have that little desire, for that also you have to come back to this world. Now look at our mind. There are so many desires, and these desires they have given these three names. Eshana. Eshana means the bhashana, the desire. Three eshanas. Putreshana, desire for the progeny. Vitteshana, desire for the money. And Lokaishana, for the name and fame. That is called Ishana. There's someone somewhere they have published, wrote a book. Now they have to go and sell it, they have to tell the people that I have written a book. So great problem. When the Vyasadeva was writing the books, I don't think he went to any publisher, advertised about me that I have written the book. He simply wrote it. And people went over there to collect it. And they were carrying it, the sutras, as we are studying in every Sunday, that the great, the minds, they could remember everything. They used to go and listen, and then they used to go and spread it to the other rishis. The rishis are also remembering and giving it to their disciples, and they are noting it down. That way it is all coming. Everything. Vyasa wrote because he was inspired to write, and he wrote. That's all. But when we do it, at the back of our mind, how many people are going to read it, and how many copies we should print, etc., etc., all things are working. So that is called desire. What is that desire? Lokoishana. I want the clappings from the people. And here in America it is so nice. Whether they read that book or not, but they will say, oh, wonderful, congratulations. It's a very nice book. The get-up is so wonderful. But have you read? No, I don't have time, but I will try to see that. And then he forgets over there itself. It goes. And that is the way the Ashana, Vasana is constantly. So you have to withdraw that Vasana. You know what Swami Vivekananda said in the last days? He said, Jai Prabhu Jai, I am coming to you, my Lord. Mrite Shatkar, Mritera Koruk. Whatever these people are doing in this world, let them do. Why? Mrita means dead. Let the dead bury their deads. Why Mrita? Because actually this is nothing. This world that we see with good, bad, so neutral, and some very special, very ordinary, nothing is there. It's only we are thinking. As we were telling in sometimes in the waking stage, sometime in the dream stage, and then we are suffering, we are enjoying, we are excited, we are morose, all things only we are doing. And Swami Vivekananda, whatever the responsibility he was having, giving the inspiration, after that he said, I am withdrawn. Ma Saradamani Devi. If you read these biographies, withdrawing the mind from the world. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if I knew this world is permanent, I would have covered the whole village where I was born, Kamarpukur, with gold. That is Vedanta. But at the same time, the practical Vedanta that Swami Vivekananda is teaching, confidence, confidence, confidence. One of our Swami, in reply to a question, he has very nicely mentioned, go out and see the Vedanta on the street. When a young boy failing everywhere, not getting the job, in every interview he is failing, but still he is standing up, going to appear in the next examination without losing the confidence. I am going to get a good job. That is Vedanta in practice. When a person, he is doing some very manual work, but at the same time, in the night, he is attending the evening colleges and studying hard to go beyond that condition, that is practical Vedanta, not losing the confidence. A day will come, I can break this. This self-confidence, I can do it, surely I can do it. Practice, practice and practice. This Vedanta, that is practical Vedanta, that Swamiji gave. But the ultimate Vedanta, when you go to the Govindapada, Gaudapada, that they say, this world is temporary, illusory. But for whom? Who has truly understood it? Then only it is possible. As long as the slightest trace of ego remains, one lives within the jurisdiction of the Adya Shakti, another word he is using. The very little ego, trace of ego. What is that ego? I-ness. I have to do. I must do. Otherwise, who is going to do it? And all these ideas, that is prompting that I must have to do. There's some people, they always feel immediately insulted, egoistic, this and that. Where from this come? But they are thinking they are doing the very religious thing. Immediately they will go out and make another group and another temple, another society. Oh, we can also do it. Do you think they are doing it for the good of others? No, just to satisfy their own ego. So many, among the Indians, if you go and see, two things they always do. In the politics, if they are not satisfied, immediately they will make another political group. Almost the same name, at the bracket only, they are changing F, M, E, according to his name, the first word of the letter of his number. That thing is going on. And in the religious field, if you go, the same thing, that it was a Durga body, then it becomes Kali body. As a Kali body, then it becomes Krishna body. So, temple there. And then they will go collect money. If he has very good manager, he will go and collect money, and then he will stand at the gate and say, come to my temple. This is the wonderful prasada we have organized. Do you think it is devotion? Do you think they are going to be liberated for that as because they have constructed a new building for the god or goddess? I don't know. After reading the pages of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, what we can find? Trace of ego. So we have to be very, very, very careful. Whatever we are trying to do, immediately you have to go on praying, God, please do not give me ego for this. Give me self-confidence so that I can do it, I can perform it. But as your son, as your daughter, but not as me. Amare koro tomar bina. Let me be an instrument in thy hand. And that is the beautiful way one can grow. How the ego will go out? It cannot. That is why Sri Ramakrishna in another place, he is telling, do you think you can remove the ego? Oh, I am less today, less ego. Every day people will go and stand on the weighing machine. Oh, today 1 pound I have reduced. Okay, so like that, 1 pound ego is less, 1 pound ego is less. No, it is not in that way. How the ego can go? Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us. He said, ego, let the ego be here. But I am the servant of God, that ego. I am the son of God, that ego. I am the daughter of God, that ego. We are the children of God, that ego. Srindantu Vishya Amritasya Putraha, the children of immortal bliss. We are the children of God, that ego. So this way we have to eradicate the ego. Otherwise, that Adya Shakti, Adi Shakti, the primal power, you cannot go beyond that. One is under her sway. One cannot go beyond her. With the help of Adya Shakti, God sports as an incarnation. Here we come. That is the incarnation. This Adya Shakti, the tremendous power that Swami Vivekananda expressed over here in America, completely new land, new people, new culture, new society. And he came and he stood and he addressed and he became a friend of almost everyone, all the billionaires. They opened their doors for Vivekananda. Why? It's an ordinary thing. No. Just because he was good looking, just because his English was flawless. No. Because of the Adya Shakti, the power of God, that manifested. If you have read the biography of Swami Vivekananda, you know some of the times people in the next room could hear that Vivekananda is talking with someone. He's going on giving a lecture in sleep. And in the morning time when they asked Swamiji, with whom you were talking? Did I? I don't know. It's not that he was sleeping and snoring. He was going on talking. And who taught him to speak the next day what to speak? That Sri Ramakrishna taught him. And when he went and expressed those words, don't you think the people will be mesmerized? That is the way. This is how they always think. With the help of the Adyashakti, God sports. And what is that? As an incarnation. Jesus, a very ordinary person. Not like Buddha. Buddha was a son of a king. He himself was a learned person. But Jesus was a very ordinary person. And even then when he gave the call, follow me, and leave your all those things at your back and follow me, they followed him. Do you think anyone can go and say, follow me, and they'll come? They will say, go on, we are at your back, no problem. Then when you turn, you say, nobody is there. It is not so easy. The power of God manifesting. And what is that power of God? Adyashakti. That is why Swami Sri Ramakrishna again and again used to say, this time, in this modern age, that same God, believe, has come in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. He who was Rama, he who was Krishna, now in this form. And now the Shakti which binds, that Adyashakti, Sri Ramakrishna has turned that Shakti as Mother who gives liberation. Whoever will call me as Mother, I am not going to refuse them. Whoever, just as Mother. Not that you have to utter a long Sanskrit words, simply Mother. And when Mother herself is telling, when you feel that there is no one around you, when you have the friends, you have the relatives, you have the people to help you, if you have forgotten me, no problem, I'll wait. When there is no one around you, please know that you have a Mother. Is not the wife of your guru, is not the other relation, is a real, true Mother. What we need then? Only two things. Complete faith in these words of the Adyashakti, and then acting on that, calling Mother, please help me. That's all. And this is so strong. Swami Vivekananda, when his own guru, whom he said that he is the father of all gods, Bhagavan Baba, Sri Ramakrishna was beckoning him to come to the West. Even then, he wrote a letter to Mother. No, I have to wait till the Mother says. When the Mother wrote, yes, my son, all those things that's happening in America is for you. Look at it, everything was already done. Mayaim vaite nihata purvameva nimitta matra bhava sabda sachi. In the Bhagavad Gita, when the Krishna is telling, I have already done. Don't think that you are going to fight and kill them. I have already killed them. Only you become nimitya. The Vivekananda came, he spoke and he conquered. Vini, vidi, visi, they say. He came, he saw and he conquered. Exactly so. He came, he saw and he conquered. The Vini, vidi, visi. Why? Because the power of Adyashakti was working. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling that Adyashakti's power manifests through someone and he becomes the incarnation. Now from the ultimate point of view, nothing is real. So if you look through that, then you have to go through the Shankara's Bhashya, where Shankara says, Eva. Eva means as if. Jata Eva. As if he was born. So that is the incarnation. in the Vidura, as he said to he is telling that Dhritarashtra. Vidura could understand Krishna, and Krishna was so close to Dhritarashtra also. But Dhritarashtra could not feel that. Why? Because the samskaras. So many people come over here, they see Sri Ramakrishna, then sometimes they are going, where is God? God? That he is sitting over there? Of course, he never claimed that he is God. We say that he is God. Oh, that is. He is not God. That must be Rama or Kali. Is there Kali? And yes, I take him immediately. There's a Mahakali's picture is there. I told him, please take them to the basement and then see the God. They are very happy. God is Kali, God is Durga. Yes, God is there. Why you are keeping it here? What to do? Before me somebody kept it, I cannot remove it. So go. How to understand this incarnation is nothing but the God manifesting through human form. We don't believe. God is all powerful. We say. But at the same time we say, God cannot take this form, God cannot eat this food, God cannot go there, God cannot mix with them. So I am the Father of God. I am dictating my God. So God, what He will do and what His action, I should dictate? No, wrong. Why I do that? Ego. That avidya shakti. Oh, that is terrible. Those who are really sincere and like to make the progress in spiritual life have to be careful, friends. Have to be careful. Don't bother about other people. Don't try to go and correct them. In the beginning of this book, in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, when the Master Mahasaya is an educated man from Calcutta, and Calcutta people are very fond of giving lecture. Anyone comes over here, just ask them, sir, do you like to speak for 5 minutes? Why 5 minutes? 25 minutes is okay for me. Then you will come. So like that. But if you ask them, can you please work for 25 minutes? 25 minutes working? Oh, that is terrible, it's not possible. Okay, I'll be there for 5 minutes. So they won't work, only talking. Master also was telling, I will go and tell the people of Calcutta that this is wrong and this is right. Sri Ramakrishna rebuked him. This is the only disease of you people from Calcutta. Calcutta, in those days, this was the capital. So all educated people used to live over there. So everybody was eager to say something. If you go to the university, all professors are eager to tell something because they know it. So that is the way. Now they are telling Sri Ramakrishna told, practice, practice, practice. First you realize, don't put the cart before the horse. We are all out to help the world. But are you free? Oh no, I forgot. Let them go and I'll see. Not like this. Don't put the cart before the horse. Horse should be in the front. That's why they said, Atmana moksha, then Jagadhita. Sri Ramakrishna is again and again, as Swami Vivekananda framed that, Atmana moksha Jagadhita. Jagat is there. We have to help them. Hita. But can I truly help? No. I have to transform myself. So Sri Ramakrishna's word he is telling again, with the help of the Adya Shakti, God spores as an incarnation. God through His Shakti incarnates Himself. God through His Shakti. It is not somebody else's Shakti, somebody else's power. Through His Shakti incarnate Himself, H capital, as man. Then he says, then alone does it become possible for the incarnation to carry on His work. So God Himself is becoming the human, and then only He is performing this work. Swami Vivekananda came and he stood like this, and one gentleman, nowadays it is so easy, immediately you just send it out to millions of people that will be watching. His son, Yeah, he memorized some of the speeches of Vivekananda, and he said, just watch the young boy. In many places he has recited this. Now he will listen to him, and the first word, the young boy, of course, very young, he made the mistake. Instead of sisters and brothers, he said brothers and sisters. I told, okay, even some people kept it clapping. Now the father or whoever is very happy, they are telling, there's nothing wrong, good, but all that is all drama is going on. Do you really feel that they are my sister, my brother? That is very important. Feel for them. Do you really feel for them? No. If you ask these people to donate to help the local people, no. So this he is telling, then alone does become possible for the incarnation to carry on his work. Everything is due to the Shakti of the Divine Mother. So whenever we feel that we should pray to the Divine Mother. And when you are addressing her, you don't bother about Lalita Sahasranama. Simply say, Mother, Ma, please look at me. That's all. It's a beautiful word, one letter word, Ma. Like the Omkara, it is so pure. When anyone asks the former manager of the temple, he is giving example, that the manager of the garden house, he was telling this is our property, that is our property. Now he has been fired by the owner. The manager himself cannot take out his own box because the guards are now asking the proof. What is the proof that this box belongs to you? This man, he was boasting, our property, you should not come through this, you should not do this. Now the next day when he is fired, he is nowhere. So why we have to understand this world? Even the parents. So many cases are now in the courts, high court judges, again and again, they are giving this type of statement. Please don't forget, they are your parents. They gave birth, they gave all support. Now you have grown up and pushing them out of your house. Don't become like that. They are requesting their children. So many cases. Why? Selfishness. Tremendous selfishness. And that is why religion is necessary. When they are young, you have to teach them that. Then only this love, the sympathy will remain. God will incarnate himself as Kali, etc., etc. is telling. Now, thank you friends, thank you for coming. Now today, in only almost a half page, a profound philosophy that came, that we are truly conscious being. And that consciousness we have to reach through vichara. But the best way to understand this whole world is under the power of Adya Shakti Ma. If we go to that Mother and pray, through her power, even the incarnations of God, they are playing. If we go to her and pray, the same knowledge will also dawn in us. And when that comes, then only the ego will completely eradicate and it will become Tattvamasi. So that is the ultimate. Thank you. Now let us repeat this mantra and conclude. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Drita Vigraham Vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namah. Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.